guys know what's on my computer right now, and I am going to fucking get you guys, all of you, Facebook, YouTube, Google, you motherfuckers. You think you can censor me?
Wow.
Dude.
The mouse will just stop your stream if they don't like you, dude.
Okay, I guess so.
Mice can get it everywhere. You know that, right?
Yeah. Am I on the right mic?
Yeah, you sound good.
All right. Look, here's what's going on. Black Panther made a colossal amount of money. $202 million on the opening weekend, and then it made $700 million domestic. It's the number 3 top grossing domestic movie of all time. Number 3 of all time. It's like behind Star Wars and like The Force Awakens and like, I don't know, one other one. That is a big ass shoe to fill. Where's Brian? Brian, I can't do anything about the Rumble feed. Rumble feed broke. Anyway, I'm getting ding dong sounds. All right, so now Doctor Strange came out this year. Doctor Strange made $187 million opening weekend and did not make $700 million. It made like 60% of that. It made like $400 million gross. Okay. What else came out? Thor: Love and Thunder came out this year, and it only made it obviously opening weekend is the definitive thing. Opening weekend says you have a big haul, and then word of mouth determines how well it tracks after that. Word of mouth on Black Panther just kept pumping out. Word of mouth on Doctor Strange kind of teetered off, and it topped out by day 40. Generally, by day 40, your movie is like done. Thor: Love and Thunder, it came out the gate on day 3, made $144 million domestically, and bloop, by day 40, it was like done at $300 million. Okay. This is not good that it made $300 million. It barely covered its costs at $300 million. And what is this? Eternals? Okay, Eternals. Now, why does Eternals on here? Eternals launched in 2021 on November 5th. It launched in the same window, right, that Black Panther Wakanda Forever is going to launch. Eternals launched just before Thanksgiving. I don't know if there was any blockbuster it was up against, and it came out the gate, and it made $70 million for a Marvel movie where they make over 150 every single one. And then it tanked at the box office. And I don't even know if it made back its production budget. Now, what's this bottom line down here? This is The Woman King. The Woman King is still in theaters. The Woman King. Yeah, right. The Woman King is a movie that if you've just watched the trailer, it basically looks like somebody was like, hey, everybody loved Black Panther and they loved the Dora Milaje in the Black Panther movie. Let's make a historical reinterpretation of reality about this event and this female king in Africa and or a queen, but they call it the Woman King. And we'll see if it plays, right? We'll see if it plays. Well, it's not playing. It came out in September. It's now at 40 days, and it's not even it barely even made its budget back. This is a big signal to Microsoft.
Nobody's heard of this. How much advertising did they do for this?
Hold on.
I've never even heard of this.
This definitely got. I've seen ads for this. It has what's her name? Let's see if her here's the trailer. No trailer. Who's the actress that's in it? It's a big name, and it was kind of an important movie. It certainly was important with respect to the projections for Black Panther. Let me see if I can pull up The Woman King. But I think the dismal, and I realize you don't know what it is. I think the dismal performance of the woman is a signal to Disney. People are not all into this. This is not going to be the moneymaker this is not the money-making strategy we thought it was. So we need to boost up opening weekend numbers so that we can launch high enough to at least, stay on track and not have a bomb. Here is This is The Woman King. It stars Viola Davis. This is like a like very popular like actress.
Oh, I've never heard of her.
And yeah, if you, and I'm not going to play the sound, but basically it's this a historical epic inspired by true events, aka a little bit made up, that took place in the kingdom of Dahomey in one of the most powerful states of Africa in the 18th and 19th centuries. And this woman became the king of a tribe in Africa. And there's like a bunch of her women warriors that are all dressed up like this, and they fight off the, I don't know what. Nobody's seen that movie. I haven't seen it, but essentially this is like Dora Milaje the movie, and it didn't work. It didn't work. So I think Disney bit like, we better pump some extra ad dollars into this. Let's do some stuff that we haven't done before. Let's tell our marketing division, Contest of Champions, Contest of Champions is not a game that is totally self-funded by you people that play it. Contest of Champions has a revenue stream that is partially the marketing budget for the MCU. So Contest of Champions, your entire game, in part, is a commercial for Marvel so they can make movies. So anyway, okay, so that's what I have to say about that, really. Like, I think maybe not only will Black Panther Wakanda Forever maybe not make $175 million, but if it makes significantly less than that and it tracks very poorly, that kind of goes against the narrative of the story or whatever. And, I guess that's what I had to say about that. If it performs like Eternals does, and it's gonna do way better than Eternals, it's gonna make a lot of money on opening weekend. $71 million is what Eternals did. It's definitely gonna make way more than that. It'll probably make north of 150. But Black Panther Wakanda Forever probably cost $200 million, and it costs another $100 million in marketing. So $300 million before you even pay your bills. They cannot afford for, where is it at? I had it here somewhere. They cannot afford for it to be way south of the bottom line of projections here. Okay, that's what I had to say about Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And, I just wanted to, reiterate that, like, Contest of Champions, like, it's a game, but it's not like it's not like it lives or breathes based entirely on sales inside of the game. A huge part of it is pushing characters to players to try to get them hyped up for movies or whatever. And I honestly don't even think that works, because when the trailer dropped yesterday, I just asked people in the chat. I was like, "Are you guys hyped?" And they were like, "Hyped about what?" And I was like, "This new movie. You got Shuri and you got Tuma or whatever." And they were like, "No." So, yeah. That's what we got to say about that. Okay, that's my take on Black Panther. So we will see in a couple of weeks. Actually, it launches on November 10th. And I got one more thing to say. It's gonna have from the launch until Thanksgiving. There's no real competition. There's no competition. So it's conceivable that if Black Panther Wakanda Forever launches strong and runs through Thanksgiving, then people on Thanksgiving break will go to the movies, and that's the movie they'll watch. But there is a movie that launches on Thanksgiving that might be a little bit of a wrinkle in the fabric for. Here, let me get this up. Got a little bit of a wrinkle for the money-making strategy for Marvel. And that wrinkle consists of one, honestly, rather beloved Jonathan Majors, a.k.a. Kang the Conqueror. This movie launches, this is a movie that launches on Thanksgiving and would be competition for Black Panther. And I saw this trailer and I was like, oh, now this movie I would probably go watch. Although I don't know if I'll watch this trailer because this thing's choppy as fuck.
You the only person I ever met belonged in the sky. Just remember you belong down here with us too, okay?
So this is Jonathan Majors' Korean War fighter pilot movie with biplanes. This guy's super likable.
I wanted to be for a long time.
A pilot?
Naval aviator.
World's looking different.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that you'd be in a
And that's what I was. That's what I wanted to be.
Jesse Brown. It's good to meet you.
We're taking a slight detour on the way home. Say again?
Oh, this looks so fun. I'm totally down for watching this.
Yeah, me too.
Put him in a little bit of trouble. Who knows? It might get to get who he really is.
The North Koreans came pouring over the 38th parallel.
Our guys need help, and we're up.
Yeah, this looks great.
Yeah, it doesn't make it any easier.
The most important thing is this.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. E says he's an amazing actor. I agree with you, sir.
Home.
Mistakes get us killed.
Can't tell you how many times people have told me to give up, quit, die even.
Oh, I just got like a little bit of like, ooh. Yes, this is good stuff.
I wouldn't be here.
People don't see this coming. This movie, I don't think.
What do you want me to do?
Just be my wingman.
The real battle in all of life.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
That looks good.
Yeah. All right, I killed it. I killed it early. That's okay. So what's gonna? So that movie, you haven't seen that in trailers yet either. But it launches on November 23rd. You're probably gonna marketing like that's a much smaller movie. It has a lot lower budget. It has a lot lower production costs, and it doesn't have to make as much money to be a huge success. You'll start seeing ads for that, like probably in the next week or two when people start to go to theaters. Kang the Conqueror might spoil Black Panther because the only way that Black Panther Wakanda Forever makes as much money as Black Panther is if they pull the same trick that they did on the first movie and get African American audiences to turn out in double the amount of seat sales that which is what they did for Black Panther. And normally African Americans buy about 15% of tickets for superhero movies. For Black Panther, they bought 37% of the seats. It was a huge double turnout. And that's the only way that you're going to make it again with Wakanda Forever. So I think Wakanda Forever is going to come out a little bit less. And then this is going to come out and people are going to be like, whoa, this is inspiring. It's Top Gun, except with biplanes. And there's this total undercurrent of the Jonathan Majors character that is been held down his whole life. You can't tell me that I can't, you can't tell me to stay down. Right. I'm gonna achieve. It's gonna be like, that's gonna have a huge positive appeal. So anyway, that's just my opinion. Okay. So I just wanted to like talk, I'm viewing this from like the angles of like marketing and distribution and how corporations are attempting to influence your attitudes on movies because they're trying to sell you stuff, man. That's what's going on.
You think they're just still doing this?
What?
Nothing.
No, this isn't invented. This isn't just new. This is not new. But it's what it is really obvious right now. All right. That was my thing on that.
Okay.
Manuel, there's some echo on one of the channels. I don't know what's going on. Okay, we got 20 minutes left. Let's cover a little bit of politics stuff. We had some developments yesterday. I know you love this stuff. We had some developments yesterday, and it's worth noting. We'll do this for a moment. First of all, over on Real Clear Politics, oh wow, it's dropped down. Yesterday afternoon. Oh no, it's back up right there. It just changed. The RCP projection now has Senate of GOP +4. Now we've been watching this. We've been tracking this for the last month. It was GOP. It was 50-50. It was GOP +2. Last week it went GOP +3. Now it's GOP +4. He stepped out for a second. The governor race in Arizona has Kari Lake up at 2.8%. And it has Georgia has Walker up at +1.6. Wow. Okay. Oh, that's the Senate. That's the Senate race. Yeah, Kari Lake is up at 2.8. New Mexico has Grisham at +4, but it looked like there was some solid Republican push in New Mexico, which is like not normal. So not only did Real Clear Politics up their projections to GOP +4, Decision Desk now has their projection at Republicans 51-49. Decision Desk has been way more conservative in their estimates and slow to update, in my opinion. They still have Pennsylvania as a purple toss-up. They still have Georgia as a purple toss-up. They still have Nevada as a purple toss-up. And they still have Arizona as blue. Okay? And they have New Hampshire as blue. Right? That's their current projections on Decision Desk. But if we get the same map on, let's see, on Real Clear Politics, the Real Clear Politics projection has Georgia leaning red. It has New Hampshire leaning red, Arizona red, Nevada red, and Pennsylvania like definitively red, where Fetterman's campaign has imploded since the debate. It seems like Herschel Walker is holding his own in Georgia, and I think there was, and Kari Lake is probably leading the pack over here in Arizona. And I don't remember what the deal is in Nevada, but you can see this is an interesting column here because this tells you how much historically the polls have underestimated each side. So, for instance, Pennsylvania historically over these three polls underestimated the GOP by 3.8%. So if you have the RCP average at 1.2, you add 3.8, it actually adjusts to Oz 2.6, and so GOP hold. So, okay. And here on 538, I generally don't kind of come over to 538 because I think that they're not very good. But even 538 has adjusted their numbers so that the Republicans are at 51 and Democrats 49. So I have checked these. I just haven't done stories on these. So all three of these polling. Now, how accurate is polling? Unreliable. Polling is unreliable. And I'll tell you why polling is unreliable. 10 years ago, when I was in grad school, polling was becoming unreliable. 10 years ago, when I was in grad school and I studied this stuff, polling was unreliable because people were starting to have cell phones more often than house phones in their house. House phones in your house? JJ, I haven't had a house phone in my house for 10 years. I know. That's the problem. It used to be that pollsters could call a block of numbers in an area code, and they would get a semi-random random distribution within an area code, and they could target cities and states and get a distribution that kind of looked random and was fairly representative. People would answer the phone because they didn't know who it was, and then they would ask them, and people would answer the questions and answer the phone. Now, I don't even know where my phone is. You get a phone call from somebody you don't know, don't even answer, and also your phone number could be from anywhere. It maybe started out where you lived, but then you moved, migrated all over the place. you can't reliably get people to answer the phone on their cell phones, and two, the phone numbers are now migrated across the entire country, so that you can no longer say safely from a 100 block of phone numbers, like this block represents people in this area. It doesn't happen. So for the last 10, 15 years, the ability to conduct the survey has totally tanked in terms of the ability to acquire data. And if you don't have good data, you cannot make a good projection. So what pollsters were doing was attempting to do this hot fill kind of, I say hot fill, I'm making this word up, but what they would do is they say, we're supposed to have a block of people that looks generally like this. And if we can't get somebody to fill like this many seats or whatever, we can't get 18 to 35 black male to answer the phone in this thing, then we'll pull from another pool and we'll replace that so that we at least have the distribution that looks like what it's supposed to look like. They can't even get that. They can't even get people to do that anymore. It used to be that people would answer surveys at a rate of about 10 to 20%. Now, 1%. 1% of people that are reached out to by pollsters, only 1% will answer the questions. The data is bad, which means that these polls aren't any better, but this is where it's at the moment.
I had this same conversation, almost exact same conversation many years ago with the owner of our radio station in regards to radio station ratings. Because ratings are the exact same things as these polls. Yep. And they would go about them almost the exact same way. And still to this day, I tell people around here, I tell my friends and stuff, I can't legally do it on the air, but I tell them, if you get a phone call and they're wanting to ask you, about some radio survey, answer yes and say me. Just because not very many people answer those damn things anymore.
Right.
They don't.
And if you do answer, your voice is going to be like disproportionately representative. Yeah.
Disproportionately representative. That's why I tell them to always answer me. This was years ago, and my owner did not like what I had to say because he's old school. Well, fast forward to about 3-4 months ago, he comes in here and we have almost the same conversation. And now he's on my side and he's looking at it from my point of view. It's because he's had 10 years to actually, 5, 6, 7 years, however long it was, to actually talk to other people and realize that I was freaking right. It doesn't matter anymore. And I think that's what I told him. I was like, the same thing. I said, people, they used to say that only, 10% of the population makes 80% of your phone calls to the radio station. So 80% of your phone calls is only coming from 10% of the people. I was like, yeah, well, that shit was measured back in 1995 when not everybody had a cell phone. Now everybody's got at least 6 cell phones. And so not 10% makes up 80% of the conversation anymore or calls anymore. So it just, the cell phones and technology has changed not only that the polling that way, but the polling and ratings and how we do other things.
It is so difficult to get a legitimate poll that is actually representative. It's just so hard. I mean, we can't send. I mean, it used to be that you could call a house, because in America every house had a phone. Well, not every house had a phone, but like it used to be, like it was very, very common, and that was a guaranteed way that you could dial a number and you'd get a person in a particular place, because you used to not be able to have your phone number be from like Michigan if you lived in California. Well, you can now. That can happen. So. I mean, the development of cell phones, it's had so many upsides, for instance, like people survive attacks now because of cell phones. It used to be you would get attacked and you'd have no way to communicate, no way to call for police, nothing. And then like you maybe die, right? Well, with the advent of cell phones, now people can call the ambulance or emergency services or whatever, or maybe you have a heart attack or whatever, and responders can get there more quickly and more people survive. So there's so many upsides, but if but this is definitely one downside where you can no longer trust. I mean, honestly, there was only a kind of a window of like 40 years where you could kind of trust the polls, because when they started out, they also bombed really, really badly by oversampling people with house phones. But now, I mean, this number is not predictable, not believable in terms of like, well, this is definitely what it is. These could be way wrong. This could be way wrong. These numbers and any other polls you've seen. So what about online polls? Yeah. Come on, online polls. You can fake everything. Like, no. There's problems with every system. Okay. I do want to, let's see. Do I have audio up on this? Because this, if your blood pressure's not up yet, we're going to have one. We're going to have a little moment here. It's only 14 seconds. How bad could it be?
Make a brief statement about Nancy and Paul Pelosi.
Oh, okay. That'd be good.
You know,
we hope they recover and that they're okay.
He seems to be doing a lot better. Looks like he's going to recover fully.
That's good.
And
That's
but
good.
also, don't know for certain, but it looks like this was intended for Nancy. He kept asking, "Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy?"
Yeah, that crazy guy was saying that.
The generic point I want to make is that,
okay,
you know, it's one thing to condemn the violence.
We certainly do. We condemn the violence,
you
Mr.
can't
President.
condemn the violence unless you condemn those people who continue to argue the election was not real.
What?
That it's being stolen. That all the malarkey that's being put out there to undermine democracy.
I can't
You
listen
can't
to
just
more of this.
apologize and say
You gotta stop
the violence.
I can't fucking listen to him.
God damn, this
Goddamn,
motherfucker.
Use fucking bullshit, and I can't fucking listen to it. It gets my
I know
goddamn blood pressure up. I hate that
I know,
motherfucker
man.
with every goddamn inch of fucking everything in me. These people that hate MAGA Trump people, you motherfuckers don't even know the fucking the fact that you hate Donald Trump more than that pedophile makes me feel like you need to be exterminated from this earth, first of all. All right?
Well,
that man sitting up there and lying to your fucking face every goddamn time he opens his mouth. I don't understand how people are so fucking stupid that they fucking think that he is telling the truth.
I don't think anybody does. I don't think anybody.
How did this fucking guy get there in his underwear with a hammer and a manifesto and a fucking giraffe and a rhinoceros and whatever the fuck he had past Secret Service goddamn security? How did he do it? We're not being told. We're not being told because they think we're a bunch of fucking idiots and they keep repeating the same shit over and over again. And I'm tired of fucking listening to it. I'm tired of listening to it.
Sorry, Deacon. Sorry, guys.
God damn. I'm just, I fucking hate that man. And he
I know.
Pieces in your fucking face.
I feel bad.
I'm supposed to believe it. I'm supposed to go, oh, I hope those senior citizens are okay because they've never done anything wrong to anyone in their life. Fuck the Pelosi's. Fuck them. The goddamn wheel turns around. Karma comes. All right? I didn't do it. I didn't advocate for it. But fucking shit happens.
Yeah. Well, I remain. I don't know. I kind of think that. I mean, well, it's what's obvious. It's he's done. He's done. It's obvious that this is being used. The president of the United States is using this very obviously random attack from a wacko, and he's politicizing it, and he's blaming Republicans for it.
It's not a random attack. This is not a fucking random attack. Quit saying that. Quit perpetuating the fucking lie. It's not a random attack. A third person answered the fucking door.
Well, that's
true. Person, and they said his name was David. How is a fucking random guy? I'm sorry.
Okay.
Don't hit me with the hammer. What's your name, sir? David. Okay. Quit fucking.
All right. I'm only telling you the things that I think I know. Okay. All right. Oof. Hot today. All right. We're going to bring it down a little bit. Guys, just a little bit. Here it comes. And this will be the last thing that I think we'll talk about. This posted yesterday from a guy that I'm pretty sure you guys don't know, but that's okay. This is a tweet from Chris Pavlovsky. Chris Pavlovsky is the owner or the CEO of Rumble Video, rumble.com/JJW. He's the CEO of Rumble. He is the equivalent of whoever's in charge at Google or the equivalent of whoever's in charge at Twitter. Now, I guess Elon Musk. So yesterday, Chris Pavlovsky, CEO of Rumble, posted this tweet. The French government has demanded that rumble.com block Russian news sources. I won't move our goalposts for any foreign government. Rumble will turn off France entirely. France does not matter to us, and we will challenge the legality of this demand. Rather than buckle to the French government demand for censorship of Russian news sources, the CEO of Rumble said, nah, we'll just turn Rumble off in France. This is the reason why this is the reason why Rumble is it's not as easy to use for me as YouTube. Okay, it's not. I'm gonna have to take this video, cut it, and put it back up on Rumble because we lost the stream earlier. It's not as easy to use. It's not got all of the bells and whistles in place yet. I don't have the chat where it can come in on Restream. Okay, so I have to kind of monitor the chat channel when it's open. But Rumble stands for freedom. Rumble stands for freedom of speech. Rumble is not buckling to these motherfuckers that are conspiring against you to shut you up all the time. So I want to just...
Whether you believe in what those people say or not, it's the fact of the matter that you've got somebody that doesn't agree with it trying to shut it down entirely. And that's some bullshit. That's what we're trying to get away from in this fucking world. People shutting you up because you hurt their goddamn feelings.
This story dropped on The Intercept a couple days ago, and this is related. Department of Homeland Security, aka the Ministry of Truth, has been meeting with Facebook, Twitter, other social media companies annually to work on governing information, to work on determining what's true. The DHS shuttered its disinformation governance board. The right totally mocked that out of existence. That was that there was this girl and she was appointed. I don't know. We didn't cover the story here, but there was a disinformation governance board, which was rightly totally paralleled to the Ministry of Truth of 1984 in terms of basically being a government propaganda organization. Well, even though they shut down the government, the disinformation board, the DHS plans to target inaccurate information, regarding the pandemic or withdrawal from Afghanistan or whatever they don't like. So Facebook created a portal for DHS and government people to talk directly to Facebook, and the DHS, the FBI, and several media entities are having bi-weekly meetings as recently as 2 months ago to talk about, like, oh, well, we want the people to not think that this is true, not believe this misinformation. The DHS considered countering disinformation relating to content that undermines trust in financial systems and courts. They're going to prop up the system. Make sure you believe. And an FBI agent who primed social media platforms to take down Hunter Biden laptop story continued to have a role in the DHS policy discussions. Guys, if you don't do anything else today, go check out theintercept.com. There's a story called Social Media Disinformation DHS, and go read this very long piece about our government, the United States of America, beacon of freedom, the land of the free, the land of opportunity, where you can trust your officials and you can see what your officials are trying to do to put you in handcuffs that, you think are, to make you believe stuff that is true, isn't true. I don't know. The government has no place determining what you think is true. The government has no place determining what is true. It doesn't matter if it would be good for you. That's not the fucking government's job. As soon as they do, you're a servant, not a citizen. All right.
What was the
Intercept? Go to intercept.com. I'll put a link in the show notes.
What was the Lewis Carroll quote? Here it is. Of all tyrannies, a tyranny sincerely exercised for the good of its victims may be the most oppressive. It would be better to live under robber barons than under omnipotent moral busybodies. The robber baron's cruelty may sometimes sleep. His cupidity may some point be sated, but those who torment us for our own good will torment us without end, for they do so with the approval of their own conscience. C.S. Lewis.
That's an amazing quote.
Amazing. That's one of my favorite quotes of all time because it is exactly true and it has not lost any meaning. It has actually gained meaning in 100 years.
That is amazing.
C.S. Lewis.
So, I'm sorry I got you. I'm sorry I get your blood pressure up, Deacon. But you know,
don't. It's just that stupid fucking guy that Biden, man. He is I don't understand how.
Look, this show is some of it. Some of this show is just about you and me having a chance to talk and just talk stuff out and have somebody to talk to. Some of this show is like a part of it is I want to be able to just have a voice. I don't care how many people hear me. I just want to be able to say what I want to say, and I can be wrong and whatever. I want to make people chuckle a little bit. And if I can push back against a culture a little bit that is trying to dominate us, then this is the little push that I have. It's not much. It's very small. Okay. It's tiny, but I mean, what the fuck, dude? It's like we live in a stupid book or a stupid
live in a goddamn
movie.
Clown world.
It is just totally ridiculous. So, I mean, you're being lied to every day for your own good, but not by me. I might be wrong, but I'm not lying to you.
And
all right.
And I'm fucking like disintegrating in this clown world. Every time I look at this freaking picture of me up here, I look like I'm fucking just like, look at me.
You're so skinny, man. You've lost a lot of weight.
I used to weigh 240 pounds my entire life. Like my entire life, I weighed 240 pounds. I just made a new notch on my belt yesterday. And I told Ashley, God. I said, I made a new notch on my belt. And I said, no, I've run into a problem. And she said, what? And I said, my pants are now so big that I need to go buy smaller pants.
Can I go get my coat off?
Hold on just a second, okay? Guys, this is the most important part of the show. This is where I leverage the beautiful cuteness of my daughter to make you feel sympathy. And make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Can you say, watch your two dads?
Watch your two dads.
That was awesome.
He clapped for you. Okay, bye, sweetie. All right, that's all we have today. I really should. I'm gonna have to pull these videos down and then like stitch them back together.
I look like Christian Bale in that one freaking movie,
dude,
Machinist.
I'm just so worried about you. I hope that this gets like.
If I can get all this mess done, me and Alex is already. My son goes to a gym, and he told me he was like, "We'll go and we'll work and we'll get you some weight back on." And I'm going to try to get some weight back on and try to get something because I weigh like 160 pounds and I was like 8 months ago at 240 pounds. So when I lost all that weight so quickly, that's why I was, I went through a cancer scare and went through a bunch of stuff. And that's why I was going through all that mess. And it's still, I just can't, I hate looking at myself in this film. I hate this film.
Oh, no, don't do that.
I look like Christian Bale in The Machinist.
I'm dying.
Well, everybody's pulling for you. People you don't know are pulling for you. So
I appreciate the good thoughts and stuff, but it's not necessary. I mean, if you're going to pray for somebody that
there's room for all of it. There's room for all of it. You get it too. No. Yeah, you get it too. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. We're gonna shut this down. We'll be back tomorrow, and YouTube, Google, whoever did that, man, Comcast, I don't know. You guys suck. You ain't stopping me though. I'll just turn it back on. Bye. I pushed the wrong button. Here we go.
All right.